Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Marvel Legends Spider-Boy action figure. I don't know anything about this character. I know it's one of the more recent Marvel characters. I was going to say Marvel Legends. It is technically a newer Marvel Legends, but specifically the character is also pretty new. I don't know anything about him, but I think he's from like a Dan Slott thing, maybe. And I know there was controversy because he comes with the web thwip hands, but he doesn't actually have that ability, from what I've heard. Don't quote me on that. I don't know anything about this character, but I did find this for approximately $2.59 at my local Salvation Army, which I thought was a fantastic price for a character I did not necessarily want or need. But for $3, I'll buy pretty much anything. So I did pick this up. Unfortunately, I did not find anyone else in the wave for that price. I definitely wanted to get Kane, and I definitely want to get Electro and Spider-Man Unlimited. I'm a little bit, as soon as I saw Spider-Man Unlimited in person, I was a little bit like, I don't know about that figure. It looks a little wonky. Electro looked cool, I just didn't want to pay full price. And then Kane looked really cool, I just didn't want to pay full price. And then they disappeared from stores. I missed out on my opportunity, so I was not able to get those figures. I did get Chameleon and I got Agent Venom. Both are figures I think are pretty decent. Chameleon's okay. I think the Agent Venom's really underrated. I know a lot of people talk shit on it. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with the figure to make everyone hate it so much, but I think it's a pretty decent figure for the price, for the retail price. But beyond that, we do have Spider-Boy, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is going to be a one-shot wonder, so you're going to see all of the goodness as I open it up. No cuts, because this is technically an older figure, so I don't like to edit these reviews if the figure is older than like a few months, and I believe it's been a few months. So that's the new habit I'm trying to have. That way I'm not wasting so much effort on a figure review that nobody's gonna watch. So it's a new trend for me. The sad thing is most of the figures I own are older figures because I've taken forever to record videos. And that is, how it goes when you have a life and you live and you breathe. Sometimes you run out of time. This comes with a decent assortment of goodies, more than I would expect. First of all, let's take a look at his overall design. He is a smaller character, so you can't exactly reuse the better sculpt for Spider-Man, which I'm okay with. I do want to see a better version of this sculpt, specifically so we can get an Ultimate Spider-Man, not the new Ultimate Spider-Man, but the original Ultimate Spider-Man action figure. I want to see that, but in a smaller, more teenage body type. And I think this one is close. We just need the more updated articulation with the diaphragm cut and what have you. But as I said, there is no real, body type that's decent at this size, so this guy has to go a little more old school and rely on older, technologies. It looks like he kind of has the Miles legs right here, the new Miles Morales Spider-Man legs. This one doesn't bow out as much. I wonder why they did that specifically. Does he have the range of motion? Does he have the squatability as that Miles has? I'm very tired. He can pose for sure. I don't know if I'd call that as good as Miles, but it's not too shabby. I think that Miles is definitely leagues better in terms of look and articulation. I'm noticing I don't love the way the paint is applied here in the torso. It looks like, it's a different shade of red, and I hate that happens. I hate that occurs on bodies like this, because it's such a cheap mold. Go the extra length and make the paint look good. We do have the Spider Bot thing. I don't know what this is specifically supposed to be. I assume it plugs into the back, like so. And it looks like it would face upwards like that. Looking pretty good. A little bit of a color clash, but this character is not exactly what I would call aesthetically pleasing. So a color clash like that isn't the end of the world. It does kind of match his eyes, so that's pretty okay. He is like Miles. He does have sneakers instead of just regular old, you know, what would you call Peter Parker's feet things? They're not really shoes. I don't know. That is something that isn't commonly addressed. I do like the technology here, the way the ankle kind of articulates. You have this kind of more soft material so it can bend and move out of the way. It's not like the most neat thing. I wish they would have got rid of this cut right here. That is totally unnecessary. I would have just kept the one in the ankle. That's perfectly fine. What realistically, what are you gonna pose with that type of cut right there? I don't understand that. Definitely would have been smarter to just have that, I think. But you know, interesting choice. I think it could have been utilized a little better, but to hide the ankle cut with the shoe, definitely a fun idea. And I do like the potential here for like a custom. I like that in this shoe. Overall looks and everything, and actual like use case, I don't know if it lives up to its full potential, but very cool stuff there. The web thwippy hands, like I already mentioned, controversy behind these hands because this specific figure does not use these hands, so that is a choice that Marvel made. We also have this head sculpt, which I like this one a lot more. This is probably going to be the one I use on the figure. Definitely a much more dynamic Spider-Man head sculpt. It's a very unique head sculpt. First of all, oh wow, the eyes are definitely different. It's not necessarily painted on, it is sculpted on both head sculpts. This one though grew eyes, so that is something I need to check out. This character, same with the bigger Spider-Man character. I don't know who he is. I want to say Spider-Side or something like that. This character is, I assume he orbits that other big, bulky, Hulk-like spider character. But again, I don't really know the lore or the context, and I don't understand where the eyes come from. But very cool, and then the teeth and the like vampire fangs, stuff like that. Very cool stuff, very cool look. I just don't know the context, so that is something I am interested in doing more research on. Go ahead and pop this head sculpt on right now, just for the heck of it, for the fun of it, if I can. There we go. In terms of articulation, we do get some fun stuff here. Arms come up way high, double jointed elbows, wrists, and everything like that, doing all the fun stuff. I do much prefer this cut on my figure over the hidden cut. I don't think it's worth it. When you pose your figure, most of these cuts disappear anyways, so I just don't think it's super worth it to, you know, to hide that just to lose your articulation. I like being able to do that, especially for my Spider-Man figures, because they're usually like they're on the ground looking up at like whoever they're fighting, like, hey, you threw me down here for whatever reason. So I like my figures, especially Spider-Man figures, to be able to look up. He does have the older ab crunch, which I don't hate this ab crunch. I know we've kind of evolved past this ab crunch, but this is a nice ab crunch. It looks good. Obviously, this looks silly, this hump right here, but I don't mind it. I prefer the diaphragm cut, obviously. But if I see this on a figure, it's not something that's going to turn me away from it. There's other things that would turn me away way quicker than seeing this old-fashioned style ab crunch. I think this still works pretty well. The thing that bothers me more than the old style ab crunch is the swivel, the disc swivel. I always thought this looked very silly, the way you would turn. I mean, it just breaks the illusion immediately. So it's like, I don't want to turn my figure because look at that. so I don't do that. It's hidden a lot better in like the WWE Elites and other types of figures. Marvel Legends, especially these older sculpts, when you do that, it's like, okay, I'd rather just not have that cut at all. You also have the knees and the splits and all that fun stuff. Very posable, very cool, very fun figure. Again, I don't know anything about Spider-Boy, but he does look cool. He has an interesting look, so I might have to look into him and see what his story is. Very nice figure. Very happy with what I have here for $3. Very happy I found this for that price. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, focus on the thing, please, and subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well, and I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.